Hello and welcome to the Golf Diaries. Today we're looking at 3 Bilt Hamber products, including a brand new one for 2021, which could be of great interest to classic car owners. Hello again, my name's Mark, and if you're into VWs, Golf GTIs, detailing, car shows, general VW lifestyle, then this could be the channel for you. So please like, subscribe, click the bell icon and join us for the fun. Lots of cool things planned. But anyway, what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about these 3 products here that you can see from Bilt Hamber. So Bilt Hamber, for those of you who may not know, are a British company who have been around for a long time. And they really established themselves, built up their reputation as a company that understands rustproofing and corrosion inhibitors in products and just helping us fight the fight against rust. And anyone out there that has got a classic car, whether it be a VW or any other make, knows that battle against rust is a constant thing, certainly in the UK weather. Speaking of which, apologise if you can hear that. The joys of recording in a rainstorm in a shed that's got a tin roof. So apologies for that, hopefully it's not too bad. So what are we talking about today? These 3 products are my latest order from Bilt Hamber, and quite reserved for me. I kind of did quite well on this one. I normally get quite a big order from Bilt Hamber, but this time just the 3 products. 2 which are well established, and then the 1 which please stay tuned for, because I think it's something you might be interested in, that I'll go into a little bit more depth on. But first of all, quickly, because they're both worth talking about, cleanser fluid. Now, cleanser fluid, you may well know what cleanser fluid is. If you don't, I guess the clue's in the name. It's a cleanser. So this deep cleans your paint. It really gets into the pores of the paint, gets out any polished residue, traffic film, any kind of remnants of previous waxes you've put on there. It's a panel wipe essentially, but it's not as harsh as some IPAs can be. And it's a real nice product to use. Now, unlike most Bilt Hamber products, and Bilt Hamber really pride themselves on offering value for money, this one is a little bit more expensive than the competition. But for me, I don't go through lots of the stuff. One of these bottles lasts me 3 years. You know, I don't do that much polishing. You know, I've only got a couple of cars. I don't keep polishing them. So it lasts a long time, and it's just a joy to use. So really good product, and I would recommend using it. Now, the next product, before I get to the new one, and I wasn't sure whether to include this, but I thought, why not? Everyone needs this stuff, and it's not just car detailing, it's not just car owners, we all need this. And that's hand sanitizer. Now, that might not sound particularly exciting, but please bear with me. The reason I'm telling you about this is because it's a good hand sanitizer. It's a nice gel consistency. It's not kind of like water, like some hand sanitizers are, that just kind of goes everywhere and becomes a mess very quickly. This has got a gel consistency to it, so it just feels nice when you put it on your hands. It's 70% alcohol by ethanol, and it's got hand moisturisers in, so nice dry, no drying out of the hands, nice soft hands, and it smells nice. All important stuff. But the main reason I'm telling you about this is the value for money. This goes back to what I just said about Bilt Hamber priding themselves on being value for money. This is incredible value for money. This is a litre and it costs £14.95. Now you're probably thinking, whoa, you know, 15 quid on hand sanitizer. You know, are you mad? But just bear with me. If you buy those little 50ml bottles from the petrol station or from Superdrug, they range between, I guess, £1.50, £2.50 each. So let's say £2 down the middle, and it keeps the maths simple. Maths is not a strong point of mine. And there's 20 of those in one of these. So 20 times 2 is £40, and this is £14.95. I mean, that suddenly becomes really good value. And you can decant it into smaller bottles. If you're a detailer, you've probably got some of those little polished bottles around. If not, you can buy them for pence off eBay. And it's just really good value. And the thing is as well, why give money to the big pharmaceuticals when you can give money to Bilt Hamber, who then invest money back into our hobby? It's a win-win, I think. So, good product. So now, with no further ado, the new product. This is a product called GasMac. It's an aerosol tin, this is new to the range for, I believe it came into the range at the end of 2020, so it's a new for 2021. What is it? Well, it's a fuel tank additive, and it comes with two. I don't know whether you can see that, but two kind of different length straws to. That's now gone on the floor, but never mind. So that you can get it into just about any fuel tank, any kind of hollow void that you so wish to. But it is primarily, it can be used on voids outside the car, but it is primarily for fuel tank use. Now, it's a corrosion inhibitor. So you put it into your fuel tank, and if you're watching this and you're a Mark 1 Golf owner or a Mark 1 Golf Cabrio owner, I need to say no more than fuel filler neck. This is what you want. This is what you want on the inside of that fuel filler neck and inside your tank. So the corrosion inhibitors work in both petrol and diesel engines, and both above and below the fuel line, or fuel level I should say, in your tank. Now the other thing, two other things that are quite important to consider with this product is of course it doesn't stop there. When you start your car up, it's going to travel through your fuel system with your fuel, so every part of your fuel system is getting that corrosion kind of resistant product flushed through it. Bizarrely, and I had no idea until I started researching for this video, when you type in rustproofing into YouTube search, one of the most requested searches is rustproofing fuel lines. Who knew? But yeah, fuel lines clearly do rust, and on older cars it can become a big problem. So whilst I will be doing a video later in the spring when I can get the car out and get it up in the air, on showing you how to rustproof underneath the car, the fuel lines, the fuel filler neck on the outside, this does the job on the inside. And let's be honest, it's the inside where the liquid is all the time, which is potentially causing the rust. The other thing it does is it stabilises your fuel. So again, what does that mean? Well, when you're storing your car, unless you're using it, unless it's a daily driver, if your car is a show car or a classic car, or like my two, only go out when the weather's nice, and again in Britain that's not very often, they do a lot of standing around. Now, the jury's out as to whether fuel destabilises when it's stored. There's various arguments on the internet. I've done a little bit of research into this, and I'm no chemist. My chemistry teacher once told my parents when I was at school I was either stupid or deaf, and he couldn't decide which one. So I don't understand chemistry. But from guidance from Peter Hamber at Bilt Hamber, and through reading up on it, there is something that happens within stored fuel, which can happen. It's not the fuel itself that can separate or become unstable, it's the additives in the fuel. And as they sit there, the additives start to separate. They can then sometimes react with the air in your tank. So unless you've brimmed your tank and there's no air in there at all, then let's be honest, who brims their tank when they store their car? Potentially there's the start of corrosion, there's the start of fuel going off. You hear the term fuel's gone off. It doesn't really go off, it's the additives that go off, and I've had it on one of my cars where you get this horrible sludge in the top of the tank. Really not pleasant to take out, and obviously if you flush that through your fuel pump, it's not going to end well. So if this can stop fuel becoming unstable, it's a winner in my book. Now, the thing is with Bilt Hamber, and this product in particular, and I've seen it's written already in various social media forums about this product, and that's the accusation of, oh, it's snake oil, isn't it? You know, you can't prove whether it works or not. Well, that is true, you can't prove whether this works. I can't stand here and in 10 years' time say to you, hey guys, I put this in my tank 10 years ago and it hasn't corroded. Because you quite rightly would say to me, well, hang on, how do you know it would have corroded if you'd not put it in? We don't. We can't film inside the tank, and even if we did, you can't see it. So how do you know it's working? Well, the simple answer to that is, if this was one of those brands, and we all know the brands I'm referring to when it comes to car care, that make huge claims about their products, that say that we've got the best quick detailer and the best wax and we're brilliant and you need us, then I'd say, yeah, it's probably snake oil. Bilt Hamber don't do that. They don't do that at all. If anything, they probably undersell their products and just let it get out there and let people decide for themselves whether it works. Very kind of, I guess, British in approach. But over the years of having the Rivage, having a Land Rover Defender which rusts, turns brown every time there's a bit of moisture in the air, I mean they're a nightmare to keep the rust away. From using Bilt Hamber for years, I've learnt to respect their product range. I've learnt to respect their knowledge of the technology required to fight rust. I trust BiltHamber, and if BiltHamber tell me that this has got corrosion inhibitors in, I'm pretty sure it's got corrosion inhibitors in. And the other thing is, with BiltHamber, if you're in any doubt as to what this will do, you can contact them, and chances are the person who will respond to your email will be Peter Hamber himself. And Peter, if you do watch this, I'm really sorry that I've just sent a load of emails your way. But if anyone's watched this far. But how often, you know, he will be happy to answer any questions, tell you how this works. But isn't it quite cool that in 2021 you can send a technical inquiry to a brand and you get the actual brand owner, Mr. Hamber himself, replying to you and telling you how the product works. BiltHamber, in that respect, I find, are beyond reproach. They're very, very easy to approach, very easy to talk to, very open. They undersell themselves perhaps a little bit too much for my liking. I wish they would big themselves up sometimes. But for me, they've earned the trust, and I know this product will work. So this will be going in my car, 2-second burst of this into your fuel tank for every 10 litres of fuel you've got in there, and Bob's your uncle. So guys, if you've got an older car, if you've got a car that's sticking around in the garage, not really going anywhere, like my two here, you can't see what, but they're right here, I'm looking at them now. So if you've got cars like that, then yeah, maybe have a look at this. It's what have you got to lose? It's £9.95. Goodbye. So guys, thanks again for joining us on the Golf Diaries. Please spread the word. We're a new channel, but we've got big plans. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.